You've probably heard that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But the number 5 isn't important. The truth is, we're a product of our environment. But that doesn't mean that we're stuck. It means that if we want to change, we need to change our environment. This isn't a modern idea. One of the first people to speak about this was Epictetus, an ancient Greek philosopher who inspired the likes of Marcus Aurelius. He taught about this exact concept over 2,000 years ago. He put it like this: if a man places a piece of quenched charcoal close to a piece that is burning, either the quenched charcoal will quench the other, or the burning charcoal will light that which is quenched. He's telling us that whenever we interact with somebody, one influence must rub off onto the other. He warned, since then the danger is so great, we must enter cautiously into such intimacies with those of the common sort. And remember that it is impossible that a man can keep company with one who is covered in soot without being a partaker of the soot himself. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in personal growth. I'm sure you work hard on becoming a better version of yourself than you was yesterday. Epictetus warns that this work that we do in private can be melted away if we don't take caution in who we decide to surround ourselves with. He said, if you are not careful with your interactions with common people, every day, like wax in the sun, there will be melted away whatever you inscribe in your mind in the school. If you work on becoming more articulate in your speech, but the people you spend time with use basic language, you will find yourself reduced down to their level. And the work that you've done in private trying to improve your speech slowly erodes away. This is why Epictetus wrote, you must withdraw yourself from the sun for as long as you have these waxen sentiments. I like to think of it like this. A caterpillar doesn't evolve whilst crawling around the leaves. It withdraws from its usual surroundings for a while so that it can emerge as something completely new. Without going into its cocoon, it will always remain in its current form, unable to evolve. Epictetus wrote the Enchiridion over 2,000 years ago. The world is far different now than it was then, and our interactions aren't always in person anymore. A lot of them happen through a screen, through the content that we consume. And these interactions still shape our thoughts and behaviours in the same way. If we're not careful about what we consume, this content can slowly melt away our progress, like wax in the sun. And if we're serious about improvement, we must seek associations which align with who we're trying to become. This means withdrawing from our usual environment without the influence of what surrounded the old you. Epictetus wrote, for this reason also, philosophers advise men to leave their native country, because ancient habits distract them, and do not allow a beginning to be made of a different habit. Nor can we tolerate those who say, one is now a philosopher, who was once so-and-so. By following his advice, you might find that the people who you were once close to are no longer in alignment with who you are. You can try to be that piece of burning charcoal which ignites the quenched charcoal, but it's far more likely that you will be quenched. As Epictetus said, who has such power as Socrates had, who in all of his social intercourse could lead his companions to his own purpose? How should you have this power? To put it bluntly, evolution requires sacrifice, and Epictetus reminds us that nothing comes without cost. He said, to this matter before all, you must attend that you be never so closely connected with any of your former intimates or friends, as to come down to the same acts that they do. If you do not observe this rule, you will ruin yourself. But if the thought arises in your mind, I shall seem disobliging to him, and he will not have the same feelings towards me. Remember that nothing is done without cost, nor is it possible for a man, if he does not do the same things, to be the same man that he was. Choose then which of the two you will have, to be equally loved by those who you were formerly loved, being the same as your former self, or being superior, not obtaining from your friends the same as you did before.